Conan O'Brien says Tina Fey called him a effer for making her husband wear a diaper on air. What have you done to him? On the March 10th episode of his podcast Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, the comedian and guest Amy Poehler shared some of their favorite memories from over the years. Thinking back to one sketch in particular, which involved Tina Fey's husband, O'Brien joked that his former Saturday Night Live co-star is likely still waiting on an apology. "I was just at SNL and I saw Tina with her husband Jeff Richmond," O'Brien, 61, explained. "And I'm sorry, Jeff, but I immediately go to when we first used Jeff Richmond, who's very brilliant and incredibly successful. He played Cupid." The sketch aired in 2001 on O'Brien's talk show, which he began hosting in 1993 before departing late-night television in 2021. "So he was in a diaper hanging on a rope with a bow and arrow and some glitter in his hair and no shirt," he recalled as Poehler laughed. "And he's kind of just spinning at rehearsal awkwardly. And I didn't know who Jeff was. And then it's over, and I think I'm doing something, and Tina had passed a monitor and she went, 'That's my husband, you effer. What have you done to him?'" Still, despite Fey's reaction, O'Brien said he will always remember that moment and laugh. "I don't care what he does, he'll get an Oscar for scoring something, and I'll still think, heh, you were Cupid." Fey and Richmond had just tied the knot earlier that year and moved to New York City to pursue comedy. They first met 7 years prior in the mid-90s while working at Second City in Chicago. "I don't want to say she was funny for a woman, but there were so many talented men there at the time, and then suddenly there was Tina, who was so funny, and she was at home with all those boys on the stage," Richmond once told The New Yorker of his first impression of Fey.at the time. "She was doing improv and he was a composer, and they eventually ended up at SNL, where Fey was a writer and performer and Richmond worked on the show's music." They went on to work together on 30 Rock. The sitcom became a massive success, running for 7 seasons and winning numerous awards, including 3 Emmys for Richmond's beloved theme song. "On 30 Rock, we would be not necessarily occupying the same creative spaces all the time," he told The Hollywood Reporter in 2018. "She would be writing the script, and then I would be off in another room writing the songs." 1T was very enjoyable. They have continued to collaborate in their careers, working together on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and the Mean Girls musical.